What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today's the latest installment of Financial Freedom Friday, and I'm calling it No Pressure, No Diamonds. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos, subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel, try out some G Fuel Energy Formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description, and of course, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account any amount. If you refer your friends to the app, they're going to give you even more free stocks, and you have the chance of winning all the way up to 20 free shares of Google. You're guaranteed at least one, but you have the chance of winning all the way up to 20. Webull link in the description. All right, so today I want to keep this video as short as possible. I have a very bad feeling it's going to turn into a little bit more lengthy video, but I'm going to try to chop it down as best I can. I want to share a story and how I came to this conclusion, this whole no pressure, no diamonds way of thinking. So long story short, a couple months ago or over the summer, I went and got myself a secondary job. And I got this secondary job for a couple of different reasons. Number one, I wanted to have a little bit of cash or extra cash to invest at the end of the week or at the end of the month. It'd be nice. A little bit of extra money, a little bit of extra funds to help fuel or speed up the process of what I'm aiming for, financial freedom. So I got myself a second job, partially for that reason right there, and it was also because it was a change of pace, a change of scenery, something different to do, and it was also to get my mind off things because I got screwed over royally over the summer. So I got myself this secondary job, a temporary job. I knew that a couple months down the road, everybody in this building was going to be transferred out, and the company was going to be gutting this building and revamping everything because it's super outdated and it just needs to be updated and upgraded and expanded. And I knew that everybody was getting transferred out, and I just figured if I just do this until then I'll just go back to doing what I was doing before, working my regular job instead of my regular job plus the side job. That was the plan. I applied for a part-time position. I got the part-time position. Within a couple of days or within like a week, one of the managers came up to me and said, "Hey, would you consider full-time?" Apparently, my hard work shows. And apparently, I learned things very, very quickly. And apparently, I have way more potential than some of the other people, I'll call them, morons, that work there. And I was like, well, I specifically applied for this job just as a part-time thing. I have a full-time job, but I actually like this way more than I expected. Plus, there's a lot more potential here, a lot more room for growth here. There's a lot more being offered on the table here. If I go from part-time to full-time here, I could just take my full-time job and turn that into a part-time job and just flip the script. So yeah, I would consider it. I'll think about it and I'll figure something out. She's like, all right, you got to fill out this form. You got to do this, got to do this. It has to go through HR. And if you get approved for it, then yeah, then you'll be full-time. It's like, all right. No problem. Little did I know that it's pretty much unheard of for someone to even be offered full-time that quickly. And for whatever reason, all the full-time people had a problem with it. Not that me being part-time versus full-time would affect them in any way, shape, or form, but they didn't like that the new guy was so full of energy and enthusiastic and hardworking and gets positive results out of it. So I had to go about 2 months waiting for the full-time thing to be approved and having to hear story after story after story. Oh, this person said that about you, or this person said this about you, or that person doesn't think that you deserve the full-time thing, or that person doesn't think you put in enough time here, this and that and this and that. I had to deal with that with 2 months. A lot of pressure there. Not that I really care what other people say, but this was the first time in my life that I actually cared what other people were saying, and it's only because I thought that there might be a small possibility that if the people who work here complain to the managers enough, it could lead to them just saying, screw it, you know what, I don't want to deal with all this whining anymore. We're not going to give them full-time, all right? You happy? That's what I thought it could lead to. And in theory, that could have happened, but it didn't. But I had to go 2 months of dealing with all that nonsense at the job that I applied for, partially to get my mind off of all the nonsense that I had to deal with before I applied for the job. So I had one thing happen, then I applied for a job, got the job, thought things were going great, and I had to go 2 months of dealing with all this nonsense. But then I got full-time. And full-time came with a couple of different things. I was already in the union, which was good, especially while you're learning. I don't really know how I feel about unions in general. I know they protect the good people, but guess what? They also protect the bad people, the people that have been sitting around on their phones for the last 24 years doing absolutely nothing. But here's the thing. I was already in the union, but now that I got full-time, I unlocked a couple of things. I got all the benefits, health, vision, dental. I got the 401k. I got time and a half on Sundays. Sundays are an optional day to work. You don't have to work Sundays, but if you choose to, as a part-timer, you can absolutely do that. If you choose to, as a full-timer, you can absolutely do that, and you get time and a half as a full-timer. It's almost guaranteed to be offered overtime at least once a week or once every other week. So that's even more time and a half. Holiday pay, time and a half on holidays for full-timers. All these things unlocked. And all this room for growth. Going from part-time to full-time, the next step from there is to become a manager of the department. Which is what I automatically started getting trained for right then and there as a full-timer. So I went from part-time to full-time and immediately became manager in training. So I got 2 promotions in a very quick period of time, 2 pay raises in a very quick period of time, an almost guaranteed promotion once I'm transferred out, with another pay raise toward the middle of the year for the company's annual pay raise. So I was like, man, this is great. This is fantastic. Then the end of December happened, or mid-December. It was before Christmas. And one of my coworkers stole something from me. Took a piece of my property away without my knowledge, without my permission, without my consent, stole something from me. And no, I'm not talking about some stupid little thing. I'm not talking about some little knick-knack on a desk. No, I'm talking about something pretty important. So that added even more pressure. Just when I started to think, I was like, all right, man, things are finally clearing up. Things are finally getting a little bit better. People finally accepted that, you know, I'm here to stay. I think a lot of people thought that I'm pretty sure my job is notorious for people starting to work and then quitting after a couple weeks. And I think that's probably what it was. They're like, just another temporary person. And to be fair, that's what the original plan was. I applied to be just a temporary person. I didn't think it would turn into a full-time thing. I didn't expect that to happen. But then I think people started to accept. They're like, all right, this guy is actually willing to put in the work long term. So just when things started to get a little bit easier, the pressure came right back. Somebody stole something from me. Turned into this whole thing. I didn't know who it was. I reported something stolen, and the company takes that far more serious than I expected. They had this whole security team come in, review all the footage, and it turned into this whole thing. I was like, good God. It's even more pressure. No pressure, no diamonds, though. But anyway, that was mid-December. I've let that go, you know. Forgive, don't forget. I've moved on since then. It's been about 2 months. It is what it is. And now here we are, getting closer to that deadline, end of March, when everybody's supposed to get transferred out to new locations. Contractually, they're only allowed to send you so far away, X amount of miles. I don't even want to say how many miles away. Just, you'll understand in just one moment. Well, I got tapped on the shoulder the other day. And I was told, hey, this isn't finalized just yet. This isn't fully confirmed, but it's looking like you're gonna get sent to this place over here. And over the last couple months, I've been eyeing a couple of different locations. I was like, all right, well, that one would be pretty good. It's only, a couple miles away. That one would be nice too. 7 to 10 miles away. That one would be nice. 16 miles away. I don't think I even mentioned the place that I currently work at is a 5-minute walk from where I live. Super convenient. And all these other places, couple miles away, not too bad. I mean, we got buildings all over the state, all over the place. So I was like, all right, well, wherever I get transferred to, hopefully it'll be somewhere convenient. Well, it looks as though right now, again, not finalized, not fully confirmed, but it looks like I'm going to be getting transferred to a place that is only half a mile away from the maximum distance they are legally and contractually allowed to send me. As far away as possible. I said, oh, good God. How am I going to swing that? Working 2 jobs and dealing with all the other stuff that I have to deal with. I'm just getting ready to start a brand new business on the side. How in the world is that going to work? How is that? That's why I didn't want to say the maximum distance they're allowed to send you, because I'm going to get sick just thinking about it. Started freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I don't even know if that's going to be possible. I can't let this go. You know how difficult, nearly impossible it is to even get a full-time position, even if you put in like 10 plus years? There are people working in the building that I'm working at 25 years. They're still part-time. I know how unheard of it is. I'm a perfect example of right place, right time, the whole supply and demand. They desperately needed somebody, and I was there for that particular position. I understand that. I can't let that go. If I let that go and come back, somewhere later down the road, it could take me 10 years to get a full-time position back. I can't let that go. I can't let go all these benefits. Health, vision, dental, 401k, profit sharing, time and a half on Sundays, almost guaranteed overtime, holiday pay, the whole 9. I can't let all that go. All this room for growth. I've already gotten 2 promotions with another promotion coming right up. I can't let that go. This full-time job is better than my last full-time job, which I stepped down from full-time to part-time. I don't want to flip that back and do what I'm doing part-time now and do that full-time. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go back to that. I don't even want to do it part-time, if I'm going to be honest with you. It's just nice having a little extra cash, which is why I'm doing it. Can't let that go. It's more pressure. Maybe I just got spoiled with it being a 5-minute walk away, but, the distance, it's not the drive. It's not the distance. It's the amount of time that I have to put into getting there. Like, if it takes me however long to get to work, whether it's 10 minutes or an hour, that's 10 minutes to an hour that I'm not getting paid. Plus, I have to do that twice a day. That's not an 8-hour workday. That's far more than an 8-hour workday, and I'm only getting paid for the 8 hours. So I had to do a lot of, I had to crunch the numbers. I had to do the math. I had to do a lot of thinking, comparing the pros to the cons. What makes sense? What doesn't make sense? Because you don't have a choice when you're full-time. Part-time, you get to choose where you go. Full-time, you don't get that option. You don't get that luxury. You get all the other luxuries, but you don't get this luxury. So it's basically, if you're full-time, where they choose to send you, it's take it or leave it. They say, you could take it or you can quit. That's basically the attitude. So I thought about it and I was like, well, if I don't take it, then this will happen. If I do take it, that'll happen. It'll open up some doors. Yeah, it'll be a pain in the neck. I didn't take it as bad news, by the way. I told my manager, I was like, and by the way, once again, it's not even finalized. It could get changed. I could end up somewhere that's only 5 miles away for all I know. But right now, that's just where it seems as though I'm going to be sent. And if that actually is the reality, it's not bad news, it's just kind of pain in the neck news. But I can figure out a way to make it possible. I can figure out a way to make it work. It might not be the most ideal, but it is what it is. It is what it is, and it's not what it's not. No pressure, no diamonds. This job that I applied for originally as just a temporary part-time position was simply and exclusive, or almost exclusively, to help increase the speed and get to my destination, my ultimate goal of financial freedom. I was going to do that as a part-timer just for a couple months, 6 months or so. It turned into a whole full-time thing, and I'm still using it to fuel my way to financial freedom. I can't let that go. I need to keep doing this. I need to keep grinding this out. I need to put in the time. I've only worked for the company for 6 or 7 months at this point. I got to keep pushing. There's so much on the table. And yeah, it might be a little bit of a pain in the neck if it ends up going in this direction that it seems like it's going in. Yeah, it might be a little bit of a pain in the neck, but it's going to pay off 10 times over if I just push through. I got a promotion right around the corner. Another pay raise toward the middle of the year. And another pay raise the following year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. All the Sunday pay. All the holiday pay. All the overtime. All the benefits. The 401k. The ability to max out my Roth IRA. And increase my passive income by using my active income as a tool. Am I breaking my back every single day at work? Yes, I absolutely am. Am I in pain at the end of the day on some days? Yes, I absolutely am. Do I wake up sore from the day before and have to get right back to it every morning? Yes. Am I working 6 days a week? Yes. With my part-time job, does it average out to be 70 plus hours a week worked every single week? Yes. But no pressure, no diamonds. This is going to lead to financial freedom. One of my paychecks I take and use 100% of it to invest. The other one, I try to keep my expenses as low as possible so that I have even more left over to invest, little by little, brick by brick. I'm inching my way closer and closer and closer to financial freedom, and I don't need to be a multi-millionaire to achieve and unlock financial freedom. I just need my monthly expenses covered with the income that's coming in passively. And the income that's coming in passively is being generated by the income that I'm producing actively. I'm breaking my back at work, physically being there, clocking in, clocking out, and doing what I need to do during the workday, which is something that all of us are familiar with, using that paycheck that comes in at the end of the week and investing it and producing a little bit of cash flow, just a little tiny bit, reinvesting that cash flow and continuing to invest the active income paychecks. The snowball effect gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It might take a little bit of time before you start to notice it getting bigger, but once you notice that the snowball is getting bigger, it starts moving faster. And the faster the snowball moves, the more snow it picks up. And the more snow it picks up, the bigger the snowball gets. And the bigger the snowball gets, the faster it moves. Then it picks up more snow. Then it gets even bigger. Then it keeps moving faster. And that's just what happens. That's the compound effect. That's the snowball effect. That's how that works. So in what world would it make sense to let go of all of this right now when that's the reason the snowball is actually gaining momentum? Wouldn't make sense. Can't let that go. There's too much money on the table to let that go. No pressure, no diamonds. That concludes the video. Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to the video. And if you've ever been in a position where you can look back now after watching this video and say, oh wow, yeah, you're right. No pressure, no diamonds. Here's my example. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. Try out some G Fuel Energy Formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. Over 50 different flavors to choose from. And of course, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account any amount, even as little as a penny. If you refer your friends to the app, they're going to give you even more free stocks. And right now, for the month of February, only a couple days left, if you refer a friend, they're going to give you all the way up to 20 free shares of Google. You're guaranteed at least one, but you have the opportunity of winning all the way up to 20. Don't pass up on an opportunity. Webull link in the description. Everything linked in the description. I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic and whether or not you would agree with me. No pressure, no diamonds. This was supposed to be a short video, and here we are 19 minutes later. Let me cut myself off there. Let me know in the comments anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Don't you just smiley. Peace.